some real powerful highlights on health over the duration of our series here. We know that disease is caused from a violation of the laws of health. Amen. We know that our bodies are built up of our bodies are built of the food we eat. Amen. And that food is transformed into blood. All right. And as the blood circulates, it carries the different the nutrients that are in it to the different, say it again, to the different organs of the body. Amen. And because our bodies are built up of the food we eat and that food is transformed into blood, the type of food you eat is going to determine the type of blood you have. Amen. All right. If you're eating a healthy, nutritious diet, you're going to have healthy, nutritious blood. If you're eating a poor, greasy diet, you're going to have poor, greasy blood. Amen. All right. And as the blood circulates and carries its contents to the organs, you're either going to have healthy, nutritious organs or poor, greasy organs. Amen. All right. But in order for this to happen, the blood has to circulate. Amen. Perfect health depends upon perfect circulation. Good job, class. In order for the blood to circulate, what's one thing we have to do? You have to walk. We have to exercise. Amen. And the best exercise for humans is walking. All right. And give me some exercises that can take the place of walking. There is no exercise that can take the place of walking. Amen. By it, every organ of the body is brought into use. All right. We learned that in dealing with water, we need to drink what type of water? Pure, soft water. Amen. Pure from all impurities, and soft meaning the opposite of hard. No minerals and salts and things are in there. Amen. So distilled or purified water. How much water should we drink? Half our body weight in ounces. So about a half ounce for every pound that you weigh. So if you weigh 150, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water every day at a minimum. Amen. All right. For the external use of water, we learned that heat does what to the blood? It draws the blood to the area because it does what to the vessels? It expands the vessels. Amen. And cold does what to the blood? It flushes the blood away. Amen. Because it does what to the vessels? It constricts them, right? The vessels may be this wide and then they constrict. So the blood by default has to go to the opposite direction. Amen. All right. And understanding that, we have so many different ways we can check disease. Amen. The spine applications that draw blood away from the different organs, if there's inflammation or congestion or things of that sort. What do we do with fever baths?
Fever bath is to help raise your body from 2 to 3.5 to increase white blood cells.
Right. So we're giving you a temperature, raising your body's temperature to give your body a fever. The body's natural reaction to the fever is to multiply the white blood cells, which will kill the cancer cells. Amen. Or kill the AIDS, or kill the HIV, or kill the lupus, or kill the Lyme's. Amen. All right. What about the Russian steam bath? Why are we doing the Russian steam bath?
To remove toxins with the pillow.
All right. To get rid of the toxins. The faster we eliminate the toxins, the faster the body can focus on the disease itself. Amen. Also, if you have any liver complications, the more toxins that we eliminate through the pores, the less toxins the liver has to deal with. Amen. All right. And if you're trying to get rid of fat, or you're trying to get fat off of the window in the case of diabetes, type 2 diabetes, the fat is there to store the toxins. So the faster you get rid of the toxins, the faster the fat can be gone. Amen. So if you overeat, you eat in between meals, or you eat right before bedtime, the body does not, it can't properly digest the food, right? If you overeat, only so much of that can be digested. That which isn't digested becomes rotten food, or what we call toxins. If those toxins were left to brush up against your nerves, you would be in pain. So the body creates fat cells to store those toxins so that they're not just roaming free and brushing up against the nerves. If you eat in between meals, the second meal that you eat, even if it's just a grape, once you start to eat that, say 2 hours after you ate your meal, the body will stop digesting the previous meal to go deal with the grape. So that previous meal, because its digestion isn't complete, it sits there and becomes rotten food or toxins. And again, if those toxins were left to brush up against your nerves, you'd be in pain. So the body creates fat cells to store those toxins. And the same concept applies if you eat right before bedtime and you go to sleep, the body won't properly digest the food. And so it will become rotten food or toxins. And the same process will take place. Fat cells will be stored or created to store the toxins. Amen. So in doing Russian steam baths, we're eliminating those toxins, which means the fat has no reason to be there. The excess fat has no reason to be there. Amen. All right. And in the case of type 2 diabetes, we're getting the fat off of that window, off the insulin receptors. Now the sugar can make its way through. Amen. All right.